Welcome to part 2 of my market setup series. This time we're making a banner for my table. For this, I'm using a circular linen tablecloth I snagged from Target on clearance and a wooden dowel that's repurposed from another project. First, I sketched out my shape. The long side is 16 inches, the short side is 15 inches, and I measured 14 inches down to create the point at the end. Before cutting this, I folded the tablecloth on itself so wrong sides are together, and then pinned it and threw it into the sewing machine to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance around all of the sides. Now we turn it inside out. Why I made it this way, I have no idea, but here we are pressing it so it doesn't look like I just wrestled with it. I'm going to cut the design out on my Cricut machine. So I put my heat vinyl down shiny side down and let the Cricut machine cut it to its glory, and then came the weeding part. This took a very long time. This design is very intricate, which I did not think about, but here we are. I made sure there wasn't any cat hair and then prepared the surface by pressing it for a little bit, centered my design, pressed it down, and I pressed it for 30 seconds at 315 degrees, and then I did this part when it was cool, not when it was hot, which is very important. Then we go back to the sewing machine to sew a 1/4 inch seam around the whole thing to give it a nice finished look. I did leave a space open for the dowel so that the dowel could go through, and look at her. Isn't she so pretty? Thanks for making it this far, y'all, and stay tuned for part 3 of my market setup series.